Hi guys, how you been? Hello, welcome back to my small hobby YouTube channel. My name is Tomo and this week we're gonna take a look at another scale model from Resin. Just like in the last video of January, we are gonna be taking a look at something very small, very tiny. It's a very small tractor from Planet Models. Planet Models are a Czech-based company that do make quite a lot of models, so you can check out the webpage. But this one caught my eye because it's so cute. This particular model is an agricultural version of the tractor Zetor. It has a lot of potential, but it's not for the faint of heart. As you will see from the inbox review, there are quite a lot of small, very delicate parts, and this I think is more reminiscent of what a resin cast model should look like. Well, not should look like, but looks like. More like a low budget volume model. But it's not a bad model at all. It's not your typical tank, a car or something else. It's a really interesting and cool diorama piece for a countryside. Maybe like in the olden days, like 1960s stuff. So what's up with this guy? Let's take a look at a little history. So this is a Zetor 25 tractor agricultural version that was produced in post-war Czechoslovakia after the war. It was actually the first vehicle that was produced by the Zetor company. Up until 1961, when the production line of this Zetor tractor stopped, 160,000 of these tractors were produced, among which 100,000 were exported across Europe and Asia. Well, that was a very short history, wasn't it? That's basically all that I know about the model. So let's take a look inside the box and see all the parts.
Hello and welcome. If you have just joined me, my name is Tomo and this is an inbox review of the Planet Model Zetor 25 agricultural version in 1/22 scale. This is a very beautiful model packed full of detail and photo etch in a very tiny box. And if you're wondering why my hands are so blackened, it's because I was cleaning the chimney prior to making this video. Yeah, so upon opening this box, we see the manual, we see parts in a bag, we see some packing peanuts, photo etch parts and decals. Like per usual, I'm taking some still photographs of the parts for your viewing pleasure, and this time I'm grouping them in 4 so the thing is not going to be too long. If alpha model models are top of the line resin cast models, these are more standard cast models that you might find if you're buying, let's say, Edward kits for your tanks or airplanes, and you really have to do a lot of work to free them from their sprue beds using a saw and a protective mask, because the dust that the sawing action creates is rather nasty and you don't want nastiness in your lungs. The last 2 items on the still shots were the decals and the photo etch parts. And here is the main body. It is a very tiny body of the tractor, comprised with the engine and the gearbox together. As you can see, the tweezers are quite large for a 1/2 scale model. These are the side fenders for the tractor. Then we have the front axle and the steering column axle, I think. This is the tow hook for the back. And the main body of the tractor, the top end where the fuel canister sits. As we can clearly see from the video, we need a lot of work to get this model into tip-top shape. The model has lots of detail, but in the way the resin here is cast means that there's lots and lots of cleanup to be done, and very precision cutting is needed. Some of the parts are so small that really can break very easily. In fact, I almost broke a couple of them whilst handling these pieces. So I think it's needless to say, but this is not a model for a beginner. And in fact, even a seasoned model builder will have their hands full with this one. But once you do assemble this model, you will be rewarded for a very small, very cute little tractor for a very cute diorama piece. Maybe even an abandoned tractor in a warehouse or a barn somewhere. I don't know, it's up to you. The possibilities are endless. Of course, we have some photo etch here as well, and these are the most tiniest parts you have ever seen for a 1/72 scale model. I think the smaller ones measure just a couple of millimeters in length, so yeah, tweezers, a steady hand, and magnifying glass might be your friend. Decals are really nothing special, to be honest, and they're so-so. I mean, you can see for yourself. They're not overly sharp, but they're just, you know, kinda, okay, they're okay. That's all I need to say about that anyway. As for the manual, it's basically very straightforward. We have an A4 paper folded in half, and the steps are just compacted in one page along with the paint schemes, which are very simple, but you can do your own if you want.
Thank you so very much for joining me if you have been. Thank you for liking, commenting, sharing, and subscribing, and I'll definitely see you soon in the next month's video. Bye bye until then. Take care, guys.